సార్ వాయిస్ మ్యూట్లో ఉంచారు సార్.
Yeah. So now is it audible? Is it audible now?
ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్.
Okay. Analogy means relation between momentum and energy transfer. So when momentum transfer is there between the fluid layers, we will experience the viscous effects between the fluid layers. So in any two adjacent layers of the fluids, in any two adjacent layers of the fluids, already we have seen there will be the existence of shear stress. So between any two layers there will be the change of velocity, and velocity gradient is existed. When velocity gradient is existed, then we will experience the shear stress also. Shear stress, how do you experience between the fluid layers? So that is calculated as from the fluid mechanics concepts you might have studied. So mu du by dy. So this is what you are experiencing. So when we also call this one as viscous effects, also is called as fluid friction. When fluid friction is there, we try to calculate coefficient of friction. That is what is represented as CFX. How to calculate CFX also we have seen in the earlier relations. How to calculate CFX. This is what is coefficient of friction or skin friction coefficient as a function of Reynolds number is calculated like this. So we are trying to establish the relation between skin friction coefficient, that is when momentum is happening between the fluid layers. When energy transfer is happening, then there will be the existence of heat transfer coefficient. So that is what we are trying to establish the relation when there is the momentum transfer and energy transfer. Energy transfer means heat energy transfer. Momentum transfer means, so this is viscous effects when are experienced. When experienced the viscous effects, when experienced the connection between the fluid layers, so you will try to establish the relation between skin friction coefficient and local heat transfer coefficient H. So that is what is the analogy. Analogy in the sense relation between coefficient of friction and heat transfer coefficient. Coefficient of friction, this is arrived so from the momentum transfer. H value is arrived from the energy transfer while happening between the fluid layers. So near the plate surface, when fluid has entered onto the plate surface, so the very first layer of the fluid that will stick to the surface, whatever velocity is possessed by the plate, same velocity will be attained by the first fluid layer. Suppose if the plate is stationary, the very first layer after sticking to the plate, that layer also will attain the same velocity of the plate. That is nothing but no slip condition we are calling it as. Attaining the same velocity of the plate for the first layer of the fluid, we call that as no slip condition. So where velocity will be 0 for the first layer, second layer onwards velocity gradually increases, and after a height of some level, so then the velocity will become free stream velocity that we have seen. So then very first layer of the fluid will have 0 velocity, and from there onwards gradually velocity will increase. So after a height of something, after a height of delta, the velocity will be again u infinity, that is nothing but free stream velocity. That height we are saying it as boundary layer thickness. The velocity changes from the plate to the boundary layer, so there will be the velocity gradient, du by dy will be there between the fluid layers. Due to existence of velocity gradient, shear stress also will be experienced, tau s we call it as. And the resistance offered between the fluid layers is nothing but the viscosity we are calling. And when viscosity is experienced between the fluid layers, so we will get the coefficient of friction between the fluid layers. And the relation we are trying to get between the coefficient of friction and the heat transfer coefficient, that we call it as analogy between momentum and energy transfer. When momentum transfer is there, Cfx will arrive. When energy transfer is there, H will arrive. What is the relation between Cfx and H value? For that, what we are doing here is near the surface, exactly over the plate surface, the heat transfer is always due to conduction. The heat transfer is always due to conduction. Why? The fluid layer, the very first fluid layer, after sticking to the plate surface, so between the very first layer and the plate surface, so even though that is fluid layer, so by sticking to the plate surface, the kind of heat transfer taken place in the first layer we say it as conduction. The conduction heat transfer. Conductive heat transfer in the first layer equal to convective heat transfer. That we have already seen in the PPTs also, that we have discussed. So that we have, when we have discussed the PPTs, let me get that slide also. One more time I will verify. Yes. Yes, if you look at this relation, so here at the surface level, you see here, so this is, so convective heat transfer, H into Tw minus T infinity, that is equal to conductive heat transfer, K into dou T by dou Y at Y is 0. What is Y equal to 0? Which represents the at plate surface level. Exactly, this is happening for the first layer of the fluid flow. So this is happening for the first layer of the fluid flow. For the first layer of the fluid flow, conductive heat transfer is same as that of convective heat transfer. Through the very first layer, conductive quantity of heat transfer equal to convective quantity of heat transfer. That is what I am using the statement here. That is what I am using. Near the surface, the heat transfer is always due to conduction because the fluid is stationary. That means, so the very first layer that will stick to the surface, it will not have any velocity. So that is what is. So since the first layer is firmly stick to the surface, so then in the first layer, the conduction quantity of heat equal to convection quantity of heat. The ratio of heat flux to shear stress is now written. The ratio of heat flux to shear stress. Heat flux can be written as K into dt by dy. What is the shear stress in the first layer? Mu into du by dy. So from there, so what I can write here is Qs by tau s. This is, so when energy transfer is there, tau s is when momentum transfer is there. The ratio I have taken it as K into minus K into dt by dy at the plate surface level. What is tau s value from the fluid mechanics concept? Mu into du by dy. From there, dy by dy by getting cancelled, what will be remain? Minus K into dt by mu into du. So then, so Frenkel number also will be written as, Frenkel number is also written as mu Cp by K. So that is what is mu Cp by K. That is the Frenkel number relation that has seen. So when dimensional analysis is carried out, that we have observed. If you see that also, you see Frenkel number what we have got from this relation, Frenkel number equal to mu Cp by K. Same I am using. So same I am using to explain this thing. Yes, Frenkel number, since it is equal to mu Cp by K, so here by rearranging the terms, so this also is written as mu Cp by K. So that is what it is written as Cp by Pr. So then what can be written? K by mu means K by mu from this relation. What can be written? That is Cp by Pr dt by du. So you don't worry. So from the relations what I have mentioned here, try to understand it. So since Frenkel number equal to mu Cp by K, then what is K by mu? K by mu is, so that is Cp by Frenkel number, that is what is substituted back. So now when Frenkel number equal to 1, for the case of Frenkel number equal to 1, when Frenkel number equal to 1 means, so hydrodynamic boundary layer equal to, so thermal boundary layer. When Frenkel number equal to 1, hydrodynamic boundary layer equal to thermal boundary layer. So for that case, for identical velocity and thermal boundary layer, that means for delta equal to delta t case, Frenkel number equal to 1. In this relation, I have substituted Frenkel number equal to 1. then what else will left out? Qs by tau s equal to minus Cp into dt by du. Those by rearranging. So keeping dt terms one side and u terms on the other side. U terms on the other side. In this relation, du is taken to left hand side, keeping the right hand side, keeping right hand side dt terms only. Then what else we can write? Qs by Cp into tau s, and an integration is performed. So integration is performed where to where the velocity is varied from the surface to boundary layer, from the surface to boundary layer, and this is the plate surface, and boundary layer is at a height of here y equal to 0 at the plate level. Y equal to 0 at this level, y equal to delta. Y equal to delta. Here we have assumed Fresnel number equal to 1. Therefore, delta equal to delta t also. So now, where to where the velocity varies at the plate surface. At this level the velocity is 0. At this level the velocity is u infinity. Therefore, in a height of, so y equal to 0 to y equal to delta, then so the velocity varies from 0 to u infinity, and the temperature varies from where to where. The very first layer will also attain the same temperature of plate. The plate temperature is Ts. At this level the temperature is free stream temperature, that is T infinity. So now between those limits it has integrated. Then what else? Integral du is u, and substituting the limits, u infinity minus 0 is u infinity. Integral dt is t, substituting limits. So this is T infinity minus Ts. This minus also be included here. This will become Ts minus T infinity. From there what can be written? So Qs by Ts minus T infinity and 1 by rho Cp into u infinity. This is what is tau s by rho infinity square. This is nothing but Cfx value. From the definition, this will represent the Cfx value. This will represent coefficient of friction. Coefficient of friction definition is ratio of shear stress to, so this is, so kinetic energy. So that is what is, so Hx equal to, what is Qs by Ts minus T infinity is Hx. Qs by Ts minus T infinity from Newton's law it can be written as Hx. Cfx can be written as tau s by half rho u infinity square. Actually that half also when taken to numerator, that has become 2 tau s by rho u infinity square. This is the definition of Cfx. So now right hand side is replaced as, so what is that? Cfx by, that is written as Cfx by 2. Cfx by 2. Left hand side is written as Hx by rho Cp into u infinity. By rearranging these terms, this is written as Nusselt number divided by Reynolds number and Fresnel number. The overall ratio is represented as Stanton number. Other number is Stanton number. This is nothing but Stanton number. We call it as Stanton number. This is Stanton number. So now Stanton number equal to half of the coefficient of friction. This was proposed by Reynolds. On his name, the analogy is given as Reynolds analogy. So now from this derivation, what is understood here? So the relation between coefficient of friction and Nusselt number equal to, that is nothing but Stanton number equal to Cfx by 2, or Nusselt number by Reynolds number, Fresnel number equal to Cfx by 2. So all these things you need not remember. So but sometimes they have asked from the previous question papers, and when I have seen, derive the analogy between momentum transfer and energy transfer. So ultimately this has to be derived and to be presented. So deriving this relation is so simple. Where we have started, so the ratio between, so convective heat flux to shear stress, that is written like this. From there, so we have got this relation first. From the definition of Fresnel number, we have replaced for the value of Fresnel number equal to 1, where delta equal to delta T. That means hydrodynamic boundary layer equal to thermal boundary layer thickness. From there, after substituting Fresnel number as 1, then left out terms are Cp into dt by du. From there, rearranging the terms and got integrated from the surface to boundary layer thickness. So within the boundary layer, the velocity varies from 0 to U infinity. Temperature varies from Ts to T infinity. Ts is at the surface level, T infinity is at a thermal boundary layer thickness. So that by rearranging what we are getting, and also from the definition of convective heat law, convective heat transfer, heat flux equal to H into Ts minus T infinity, and heat flux equal to Q by A or small q. So that is what is Qs. What is Cfx is from the definition. So shear stress by, so that is kinetic energy of the fluid flowing over the surface. So from the definition we have got it as Hx by rho Cp into U infinity, that is nothing but Cfx by 2, and rearranging, so we are getting this as Nusselt number divided by Reynolds number and Prandtl number, and that's value equal to Cfx by 2. This is the relation proposed by, this derivation was done by the Reynolds. This derivation was done by the Reynolds on his name. This is also called as Reynolds analogy. This is valid for Prandtl number equal to 1. So this is valid for the case of Prandtl number equal to 1. Suppose Prandtl number other than 1 if it is given. Prandtl number other than 1 it is given. Cfx value it is taken from the data book as 0.664 divided by Rex to the power minus 1 by 2, which I have shown earlier. Which I have shown Cfx value is written as from the earlier relations where I have taken from the data book. You just see from this relation. So that is what I am taking it. So this is for the case of Reynolds number. So this is Prandtl number greater than 1. Cfx from the earlier relation I took it as 0.664 Rex to the power 1 by 2. It was there minus 1 by 2. Now it is rearranged as, so that is root of Rex. Otherwise as it is taken Cfx equal to 0.664 Rex to the power minus 1 by 2. What is Nusselt number? Local Nusselt number, that is also already is presented there. So using this, dividing the Nusselt number by Reynolds number and Prandtl number to the power 1 by 3, we get it as this. So from there ultimately we will get Stanton number and Prandtl number to the power 2 by 3 equal to Cfx by 2. This analogy was proposed by Carl Born. This is valid for the Prandtl number in the range of 0.5 to 50. For a Prandtl number in the range of 0.5 to 50, this relation is valid. The relation between momentum transfer and energy transfer is attained as, so this is earlier case is Stanton number equal to Cfx by 2. So for the case of Prandtl number equal to 1, Stanton number equal to Cfx by 2. For the case of Prandtl number greater than 1, the product of Stanton number and Prandtl number to the power 2 by 3 equal to Cfx by 2. So this was proposed or derived by Carl Born on his name. So this is the analogy called as Carl Born analogy also. This is valid for the Prandtl number case of between 0.5 and 50 also. This is what is 3 times they have asked the same analogy with minimum steps. So you can write the answer for the analogy, Reynolds analogy and the Carl Born analogy. Reynolds analogy means, so that is the relation derived for a case of Prandtl number equal to 1. So that is the relation derived for the Prandtl number of greater than 1. Prandtl number greater than 1, that is what is nothing but the Carl Born analogy. So this is for Prandtl number greater than 1. This is for the case of Prandtl number greater than 1 and less than 0.5 also. Equally this is valid. So both the analysis you can practice. So you can go through the steps that I have given. I have already shared this material, and this material is enough for you to follow. Next, when it comes to continuation of the problems when comes, so this is the other problem we are looking at. The air at 0 degrees centigrade is flowing along a heated plate at 90 degrees centigrade. The plate temperature is given, air temperature is given, that is flowing at a speed of 75 meter per second. That is flowing at a, what is this speed? U infinity. U infinity means free stream velocity. The plate is 45 centimeter long and 60 centimeter wide. Length is smaller, width is larger. Assuming the transition of boundary layer to take place. So transition of boundary layer to take place means from laminar to turbulent it is taking place. in the given length of 60 centimeters, so both length laminar and turbulent are existed. So the change is happening at a Reynolds number value of 5 into 10 to the power 5. Calculate the average value of heat transfer coefficient for the full length of the plate, and also to calculate rate of energy transfer, means what is the amount of heat convected. They are asking you to calculate. You just decide what is the edge temperature given, T infinity 0 degrees centigrade. What is the plate temperature given, Ts 90 degrees centigrade. What is free stream velocity given, 75 meter per second. What are the dimensions given for the plate, 75 meters long and 60 centimeters wide. Then what is the area, 0.45 into 0.6. This is external flow. So this is also happening turbulent flow after the Reynolds number crosses the value of 5 into 10 to the power 5. So you need to calculate the film temp being the external flows. The properties of the fluid must be taken. In the yesterday's class, I have told you that the properties of the fluid must be taken at a film temperature for external flows. What is the film temperature here? That is average of fluid temperature and plate temperature. What is the average? 0 plus 90. Average of that is 45 degrees centigrade. At 45 degrees centigrade, the fluid properties are taken from the data book. All these are taken from HMT data book. So these are all available in the data book for air. So these are all available in the HMT data book for air as the fluid. So where to take these properties? At film temperature, being the external flow, at film temperature you must take them. So that is at 45 degrees centigrade. So we have the properties at 40 degrees centigrade in the data book, also at 50 degrees centigrade. How do we get at 45 degrees centigrade? The average properties of at 40 and 50 if you take, we can get the properties at 45 degrees centigrade. I have got the values from the data book and I have presented here. Then the location where, so the Reynolds number is becoming 5 into 10 to the power 5, I have decided. What is that location? Since Reynolds number equal to U infinity into Xe by nu, so I am deciding the location where the Reynolds number is crossing 5 into 10 to the power 5. So at a distance of 11.6 centimeters itself, so it is converting to turbulent flow. Up to a length of 11.6 centimeters, laminar flow is taken place. After a distance of 11.6 centimeters, it will continue in turbulent flow. That means in the given length of, so in a given length of 45 centimeters, for a distance of 11.6 centimeters, laminar flow, and for the remaining length, it continues in the turbulent flow. That means in the total of 45 centimeters length, both laminar and turbulent are existed. Laminar and turbulent are existed. Both laminar and turbulent are existed. Up to a length of 11.6 centimeters laminar flow, in the remaining length, so that is turbulent flow is taken place. So laminar flow exists up to a length of 11.6 centimeters and the turbulent flow takes place thereafter. So at the end of means at a length of 45 centimeters, what is the Reynolds number value? That is 1.93 into 10 to the power 6. So now for the combination of laminar flow and turbulent flow, when you look into the data book, separately for laminar flow, for the combination of laminar flow and turbulent flow, in the given problem, the combination of laminar and turbulent flow is existed. Therefore, so the satisfying Nusselt number equation is taken from the data book. So this is the appropriate Nusselt number relation given in the data book for the combination of laminar and turbulent flow. So the given problem is having the combination of laminar and turbulent flow satisfying both the conditions of flow. This is the valid Nusselt number relation taken from the data book. So after substituting, so for the combination of laminar and turbulent flow, I got the value of Nusselt number as 2732. That is equated to H bar L by K. From here I get the average heat transfer coefficient. That's value equal to 170 watt per meter square Kelvin. After getting average heat transfer coefficient, assuming that both sides the fluid is in contact, air is in contact, 2 times of the contact area, that is convective area, that is 2 into 0.45 into 0.6. This is one side surface area. Average heat transfer coefficient is 170. And what is the temperature difference between the plate and the fluid? So that is 90 minus 0. So the fluid, air has 0 degrees centigrade. 90 minus 0 means 90. What is the amount of heat transferred between the plate of both sides and the contact of air is 8262 watts, otherwise 8.262 watts. So this is what is the case of estimating the heat transfer over the plate surfaces. Suppose if the flow is happening, instead of considering the flat surfaces, if you consider the surface as cylindrical forms, cylinders of diameter d and length of L. If you consider, so cylinders of, so diameter d and length of L, so length of L, when the flow is happening across this, then what is the Nusselt number relation proposed? This you might have seen in your forced convection problems when you have solved forced convection problem in your laboratory experiment also. This relation you might have seen. Average Nusselt number while happening across the cylinder of diameter d, the Nusselt number is calculated as some constant into Reynolds number to the power n, Frenkel number to the power 0.333. So what is C value? C value again that is chosen depending upon range of Reynolds number. If Reynolds number lies between 0.4 to 4, so C value is this much and N value is this much. And if the Reynolds number lies between 4 to 40, C must be taken off this much. So N value must be taken off this much. So all this will not be remembered. So only thing is, if you look into the data book, all these relations are available. So that is why I am insisting you to keep the data book with you. So these kind of Nusselt number relations must be used when flow is happening across the cylinder of diameter d. When the flow is happening, the valid Nusselt number relation must be in this format. So here C values must be taken and N values must be taken based on the estimated Reynolds number values. If the Reynolds number values of this much ranges, C and N values will be changed accordingly. So into this Nusselt number, C and N value also will be substituted, and we try to calculate Nusselt number. After getting Nusselt number, that by equated to h bar d by k like this. H bar d by k Nusselt number. So average heat transfer coefficient is calculated. After getting average heat transfer coefficient, heat loss is calculated as Q equal to HA into Ts minus T infinity. So this is what is. Suppose when the flow is happening across the cylindrical diameter of D, so this kind of relationships we have to use. Hope we have understood, and we will continue even tomorrow also. So then don't leave. So let me take the photograph. Of it. So tomorrow also one more time I will continue. One more time I will explain. So how to. Yes, definitely. Hope you have understood up to here, and tomorrow also again one more time I will continue. One more time I will repeat and continue. So thank you. I will be closing now.